Okay, so let's go into that nice grounded position. So laying down almost in Savasana, but with something just underneath the back of your chest so that you can just relax into your space, opening up through the heart area. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. We're going to focus a little bit in the beginning of our practice today on grounding. So feeling the earth underneath your heels and underneath your hands and your arms, underneath your buttocks and underneath the back of your head. Connecting with the earth and the earth's energy. Let your body fall heavy onto the ground. Taking some nice deep long breaths. Coming into your space. And leaving behind the busyness of your morning. The next hour is to nourish yourselves. Some deep restoration. And increasing our vibes. We're filling up our own cups so that we can be more abundant and have more to offer other people around us. As you breathe in, imagine you've got roots underneath your hands and your feet and your buttocks and your head that are reaching down into the earth. And as you breathe in, you're bringing the energy up through the roots, up into your body. And as you breathe out, you're letting go of all that doesn't serve you. Just take 6 big, deep breaths like that. So feeling that connection with your earth. Bringing your hands, left hand to your chest and right hand to your belly. Feeling the rise as you breathe in and the fall as you exhale. Tuning into your own breath. Inhaling, feeling the vibration as it comes through your body and coming up through the layers. So all around you is covered in a beautiful light. Looking into your third eye, you may see some colors there, greens or purples, or you may not, you might just see darkness. Just enjoying that feeling of bliss as you're relaxing, coming into your own space. Take a couple more deep breaths there. And then when you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seated position. Let's secure our space with an Om. You can join me if you wish, but you don't have to. We can bring our hands to Anjali Mudra. Taking a big deep breath in. And then breathing out all that doesn't serve us. Another deep breath in. Om. So feeling those beautiful vibrations as they vibrate through your body. Thank you all for being here, for yourselves and for each other in our beautiful yoga practice. Let's come on to our hands and knees in tabletop. And we'll start to have some gentle movements on our back. As you inhale, lifting up through the chest and lifting up your gaze. And exhale, bringing your spine up towards the ceiling and bringing your gaze through your knees towards your feet. Just continue on with your own breath. Really stretching out through the spine and elongating, feeling the gentle movement as each vertebrae moves independently, creating a little bit of space between each one. It's helping us to get some movement into our backs and our shoulder and our necks. Moving with the breath. Let's go a few more of these. On the next exhalation, take your knees a little wider. Bring your buttocks down to your heels, down to a child's pose. You may wish to have a block underneath your forehead to support your back. Just coming into position, stretching out through the arms. Bring the buttocks down towards the heels. And feeling a lovely stretch through the lower back and the upper back and the shoulders. Let's take 6 long, deep breaths here. On each exhalation, surrender a little more into the pose. Let your body fall heavy into the floor. Feeling that beautiful grounded earth energy underneath your hands, underneath your shins, and underneath the top of your feet. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then coming back into tabletop, and we'll do some thread the needles to open up through our chest and our back. Bringing the right hand in towards the middle slightly and take your gaze to the left hand. As you inhale, take the left hand up towards the ceiling, having a nice twist through your upper back. And exhale, take the left hand in and under the right and hover, getting some nice movement. And inhale, come back up. Stretching through our shoulders and our upper back. And inhale, bring the hand back up. And exhale, bring it under and hovering. And on the next one, we're going to go all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that hand under and come down onto our shoulders and our ear and take the other hand forward. I'm going to stay here for 5 breaths. Noticing the stretch through the scapula on the left side. And then inhale, coming back up to tabletop. This time, bringing your right hand slightly to the center. Sorry, left hand slightly to the center. And we're going to inhale, lift our right hand up towards the ceiling, taking our gaze with it so we get that nice twist through our upper back. And exhale, bring the hand underneath and thread it through the left side. And continue on. At your own pace, we're going to go three times through, and then we'll hold it on the 4th one. And then coming down to hold it. Bring your shoulder and your arm down to the ground. Bring your ear down towards the ground. You can always slip in a block underneath your ear here. Taking the other hand forward and taking 6 nice long deep breaths, feeling the stretch through the scapula on the right side. Two more breaths here. And then come back up to tabletop. And then come into a comfortable seated position. You might be sitting on a block. You might have your legs crossed in front of you, or you might have your legs out straight, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to do some stretching and movements through our shoulders. So this, moving them in a backwards position. Hi, Caroline. And then going back the other way. Just getting some nice movement there. And then taking your left arm across your body and bring your right hand behind. Just giving that nice stretch through the scapula on the left side. Just breathing into it for a couple of breaths. And then switch over to the other side. So bring the right hand across and stretching through the right scapula. And then releasing that one. And we're going to move our head from side to side, stretching through our neck. Inhaling to the center and then exhaling to one side. And then inhaling to the center and exhale to the other side. Let's go one more on each side. And then picking up your right hand and just bring it to the left side of your head. Just stretch it across a little bit, stretching through the traps on the left side. And then swapping over to the other side. So feeling a nice stretch down this area. And then release and bring your chin to chest. And then looking up towards the ceiling, stretching through the front of the neck. And then back to chin to chest, stretching through the back of the neck and the top of the shoulders. And one more. And let's do a little bit of twisting with our spine. So we're going to take our left hand, place it on our right knee, and our right hand behind us, looking over our right shoulder. Just take a couple of breaths here. Notice this nice stretch through the spine. And then release and come to the other side. And then coming back to center. From here, we're going to go onto our backs and hug our knees up to our chest, releasing through the lower back and the back of the spine. This one is called Apanasana, so it's a really nice release for your back. So you might like to move your knees around in a circle, going one direction and then the other. Just evening it up. Just taking some nice deep breaths as you do that. And then bringing your feet down to the ground, arms straight out from your shoulders. We're going to drop our legs to the right and take our gaze to the left, so having a nice twist through the lower back. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then inhale to center and exhale to the other side, so dropping the knees to the left.
If you can. And 3 breaths here. Feel that deep twist in the lower back area.
And then inhale back to center. One more hug in of the knees to the chest, just rocking it backwards and forwards, just releasing any tension you might have in that lower back area. And then placing the right foot on the ground and the left foot across the knee. So we're going to do like an upside down pigeon pose. I'm going to pull that left shin towards your body, getting a nice stretch through the left side, through the glutes and through the ITB. This one's a good one to release any tension you might have in the glutes that then leads to lower back. And then swap over, so left foot down onto the ground, bring the right foot across, and then hug that right shin in towards the chest. And feeling a deep stretch within the glute on the right side now. Just taking a few breaths here. And then coming up into child's pose. Okay, so knees nice and wide. And bring your forehead down to the mat. Just taking 3 deep breaths here. And then coming back up to tabletop and bringing your chest through into an upward dog. And exhaling back to child's pose. Continue on with this one for another 5 rounds. So inhale, bringing your hips forward and raising your gaze and raising your chest. And exhale back into child. Let's continue on at your own pace, using your breath to guide the movements. Let's go 2 more rounds. And then bringing your knees back underneath your hips and tucking your toes under, opening up through the hands. And we're going to lift up our hips into our first downward dog and walk our heels down to the mat. So feeling a nice stretch right through the back of the legs, bit of lower back and a bit of shoulders as you walk your heels down towards the mat, feeling that stretch through the calf muscles. Let's go 3 more breaths here. It's really nice deep stretch, our first downward dog for the day. Let your head fall heavy. Release any tension you might have in your neck. And then taking your feet wider than the mat, you can have a small bend in your knees and then walk your hands back towards your legs. And let's just stay here in this forward bend for a few breaths, letting your head fall heavy and your chest fall heavy. Stretching through the back of the legs and through the lower back. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And last breath, and walk your hands up your legs to support your back as you come back up to a standing position. Nice work. Okay, so from here we're going to do a little bit of warrior 1 and warrior 2. So let's start with our warrior 1. We're going to turn our left foot out slightly and step forward with the right foot, just comfortably forward. And from here we're going to inhale and lift up our arms and raise our gaze, having our right leg with a nice bend in it, so the bend is over your ankle. Feeling a stretch through the left hip flexor, raising your gaze and lifting your chest up and stretching up through the arms, so you get a nice stretch through the back and the shoulders. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to fold our body forward, bring our chest forward and bring our arms through into a humble warrior, clasping our hands behind our back and elongating through that right leg. So we're getting a nice stretch through the right leg and lifting our hands up towards the ceiling, stretching through our shoulders and our back. Let's take 3 breaths here. And then we're going to release our hands down to the mat. If you have a block, you might like to put the block just in front of your right foot. Place your right hand on it. And then inhale as you bring your left hand up to the sky. So feeling a nice twist through the upper back and a deep stretch through the right hamstring. Taking 3 breaths here. And then release that hand down to the mat. And inhale, come back up to standing. And we'll take it to the other side. Give your legs a little shake. Okay, turn the right foot out this time and step forward with the left foot. Inhale, lift your arms and bending the left knee. So the left knee's at almost right angles over the ankle. Stretching up towards the ceiling, looking up, feeling the stretch through the hip on the right side. Really stretching up towards the ceiling, taking 3 breaths here. Reaching up high. And then exhale as you fold forward and bring your hands through. Bring your chest forward and lengthen out the left leg, clasping your hands behind your back into humble warrior. Let's take 3 breaths here. Really stretching up through the shoulders and through that left hamstring. And then release your hands down to the mat, bringing your left hand just in front of your left foot. You can prop it up with a block if you have one. And then we're going to inhale into triangle and lift our right hand up towards the ceiling and looking up towards it, getting that stretch through the upper back and chest. 3 breaths here. It's quite a strong pose. And then releasing the right hand down to the mat. Inhale, using the strength of your legs to bring you back up. And then give that a little shake. Okay, let's try a little bit of balancing here. So we'll try the tree pose again. We did this one on Monday as well. So opening up through your feet. We'll start with our lifting up our left foot. So let's really open up through the foot on the right side and just moving your hips in a little circle so you can feel the grounding points, the anchor points underneath your foot. Find yourself a gaze point or a mudra. So we're going to lift up our left leg. You can either have the foot next to your calf or you can bring it above the knee. And then get yourself nice and steady. And bring your hands up to Anjali Mudra. Nice balancing pose. We're going to stay here for 6 breaths. And last breath, and then release it down. And we're going to go to the other side. So just give your feet a little bit of movement. And then open up the left foot. So open up the left toes. And again, moving your hips in a little circle so you can feel those balancing points underneath your left foot. And find your gazing point on the floor, probably about 2 meters in front of your mat. And from here, we're going to lift up the right leg to the calf or to inside the thigh. Find your gazing point. And when you're steady, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra for 6 breaths. And last breath. Well done. Let it go down. Excellent. Good. Okay, let's do a couple of rounds of our sun salute. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. So bring your feet comfortably together. We're going to inhale, lift our hands, reach up to the ceiling and look up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen the spine. And exhale, stepping back into a high plank. And then slowly lowering your body down to the mat. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, tuck your toes under and come into downward dog. Taking your gaze forward and then step forward into forward bend. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, hug your chest towards your legs. Bring your forehead towards the legs as well. And then inhale, lift up all the way back to mountain pose. Just take a couple of breaths. Let's do one more round of that one. And you can go at your own pace or come with me. So inhale, lift up, stretch up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen the spine. And stepping back into your high plank. Then bending at your elbows and slowly lowering your body down to the mat. And then inhale, lift up into upward dog. And exhale, taking your toes under into downward dog. And then lifting your gaze towards your hands. Step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hug your chest to your legs. And inhale, come all the way back up. Nice. Okay. Feeling a little bit warmed up now, hopefully. Taking your feet wide, lengthways on the mat. And we're going to inhale, lift our hands, stretch up to the sky, and we're going to fold forward on the exhalation. And we're going to toe heel walk our feet out a little wider and bring our head down so our crown of our head is facing towards the mat. Just letting your body fall forward here, and we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So as you fall forward here, scan your body to see where you feel this. It may be down the back of your legs, it may be lower back, maybe a little shoulders. Let your body just release into this forward bend, taking a lot of the tension out of your spine. It's a nice inversion. Taking 3 more breaths here. Feeling the earth underneath your hands and your feet, drawing on that earth energy again, just As you inhale, suck the energy up through your hands and your feet. And then as you inhale, lift up through the chest and toe heel walk your legs a little bit closer together. And then come all the way back up and hands back to Anjali Mudra. From here, we're going to go onto our back into a bridge position. Okay, so having your knees bent and your feet on the ground, bringing your back down to the mat, dragging your heels towards your buttocks so they're as close as you can get them. Hands face down on the mat. As you inhale, lift up through your hips as high as you can and really squeeze through the buttocks, and then follow through, bringing your arms up over your head to the floor behind your head. Really lifting the hips as high as you can, squeeze through the buttocks, bring the chin up to the chest up to your chin. And then as you slowly exhale, I want you to drop down your vertebrae by vertebrae, bring your spine back to the mat and slide your hands back to your sides. And let's go 3 more of those. So big breath in, lifting up through the hips, coming all the way up, bringing your chest up towards your chin, squeezing the buttocks, bringing the hands over the head, the floor behind your head. And then as you slowly lower the spine down, sweep your hands along the side, along the floor, back to the side of your body. And we've got 1 more of those. So inhale, lift all the way up, feeling that stretch through the front of your thighs and the front of your hips. Really squeeze the buttocks, chest up to your chin, stretch through the back of the neck, and then slowly lower your body down to the mat. And then from here, we're going to bring our soles of our feet together and let our knees fall out to the side into butterfly. And you can bring your hands either to the inner thighs, or you can bring hands to chest and belly. Let's take 5 or 6 breaths here. Coming back to the grounding again, noticing the earth underneath your back and underneath your buttocks, underneath the outsides of your feet. As you inhale, drawing up the energy from the earth. And exhale as you release all that doesn't serve you. Tuning into that earth's vibration, grounding your body. Three more breaths here. And the last breath, bringing your knees together and hugging your knees to your chest. Rinsing out your back. You might want to move your hips in a clockwise direction or an anti-clockwise direction in a circle, or you might feel that you need to rock from front to back. Whatever feels right on your lower back and hips. And then bring both feet to the ground, arms out from your shoulders, and we're going to do a little twist here, dropping our knees to the right, looking to the left, taking 3 breaths here on each exhalation. Allow your knees to fall a little closer to earth, having the back of your shoulders nice and flat on the mat. Getting a nice stretch down the left side of your body. Inhale, knees to the center, and then exhale to the other side, dropping your knees to the left, and over to the right for 3 breaths. And feel a stretch down the right side of the body.
Back to center.
From here, we're going to come up to standing on our knees, and we're going to do a little bit of heart opening through camel pose, a half camel. So we're going to lift our heart, and we're going to slide our hands to our lower back. And as we inhale, we're going to drop our left hand down towards our heel on the left side. Just taking 3 breaths here. So a nice bend through the upper back and lower back. And then inhale, come back to center, bring the left hand back to the lower back buttocks area. Taking a couple of breaths. And then the next inhale, lifting the chest up towards the sky and sliding our right hand down to our right heel. And taking a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, bring your hands, both hands back to lower back again. So you can stay here if you wish, or you can go into a full camel. So on the next inhalation, we can take our hands down to both heels, but you don't have to. It's quite challenging. And coming into really nice heart opening, or keep your hands on your lower back. Take one more breath, and then coming back to standing on your knees again. And then coming down so the front of your body is on the mat. And we're going to stretch out through our hands and our feet. Just really stretching out, bringing our hands in front of our body, stretching out through the feet. And then bringing the hands and feet back onto the mat. And I want you to lift your chest and reach with your left hand, bending the left knee, and reach back to the left foot into a half boat pose. And inhale, lift up through the chest and pull the foot away from your body. So feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders, the chest, and the left thigh. Just take 2 more breaths here. And then release and go to the other side. So we're going to inhale, lift the right hand and bend the right knee. Take the right hand back to the right foot. And then let's take 3 breaths here. As you inhale, really lift up through the chest, pulling the foot away from the body. Feeling the stretch through the shoulders, the chest, and the right thigh. And then allow your chest to fall back down towards the mat, keeping the right hand on the right foot. And then bend the left knee and take the left hand around to the left foot. And then as you inhale, lift up through the chest and pull away both feet from the body, feeling a stretch through the chest and the shoulders and both thighs. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then release and come back into child's pose as a counter pose to rinse out that back bend into a forward bend. So just allow your body to come into the child's pose, taking some nice deep breaths, stretching out through that lower back and upper back area. And now we're going to come in, laying back on our back again. And we're going to do an inversion with our feet up. So you can come into a half shoulder stand, or you can have your feet up the wall. You can have your feet just up in the air. Bring your hands underneath your lower back if you wish, and just bring your feet up. Or if you have a bolster or a block, you can put that under there. Anything that's going to work for you today. It's doing a gentle inversion with our feet in the air. Let's take 10 deep breaths here. Coming back into the position where you're grounding your body next to the earth and feeling the vibrations as you inhale, bringing the earth's energy up through the body, up through your back, through your whole spine, up your legs. And as you exhale, exhaling all that doesn't serve you. Gently softening your eyes, going a little inward to enjoy the inversion. You might like to take your feet out wide for a few breaths. And then bring the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide if you wish, for a couple of breaths. You might like to bring your feet back over your head. Just finishing off our last couple of breaths here. Allowing all the fluids from the lymphatic system to drain down from our feet. Just giving your feet a little bit of circling down through our ankles, down our legs, past our knees, back up into the lymphatic glands in our groin area. And then release your legs back down to the mat, coming into a really nice, comfortable Savasana position for your Yoga Nidra. If your back is a little bit tight, you might like to place a bolster underneath your knees or simply bend your knees. Taking your hands out nice and wide with your palms facing up. So getting yourself really nice and comfortable. If you have a blanket, you might like to place it over you, although it's pretty warm today. If you have an eye pillow, you might like to use an eye pillow. Taking 3 deep, relaxing breaths, feeling the ground beneath you. Feeling safe in Savasana. Relaxing your body. Be aware of the sounds in the distance. Moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body lying in Savasana. Be aware of your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to the body, fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your breath, your natural breath, and keep it completely spontaneous. Repeating your intentions to yourself 3 times, maybe about being grounded, being safe, and rotating your awareness around your body, starting with your right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, the right side of your trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness to the left side of your body. Your left hand, thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, your whole spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, center eyebrow, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Checking your awareness that you're still awake. awakening the feeling of warmth within your body. Your whole body is warm. Your arms are warm. Your body is warm. Your legs are warm. Now awakening the feeling of coolness within your body. Your arms are cool. Your legs are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named. A sunrise, a full moon over the water, the fragrance of jasmine, the purple agapanthus that are blooming, a rainbow, the sound of the rain, a waterfall, a red rose, an elephant, a beautiful garden. Now is the time in your practice to repeat your intention 3 more times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surroundings, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the windows, the sounds inside the room, the sounds outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl once. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Taking a slight roll to one side, taking a couple of breaths there. You can stay there if you wish and rest a little longer, or you can come up to a comfortable seated position. I've got a couple of affirmations around grounding. I'm grounded, I'm safe, I'm divinely protected at all times. Thank you for your beautiful energy today in our yoga practice. Let's bring our hands to Anjali Mudra and we'll close off our practice with an Om. You can join me if you wish. Taking a breath in and then breathing out, releasing all that doesn't serve. Another breath in. Om. Beautiful practice today. Bring your hands to your forehead for kind thoughts and to your lips for kind words and to your heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Oh, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
How's
Thank
everyone
you.
feeling?